I have one program search that I need to do, so I figured I could do that kind of on screen, and then you can follow along and get to know the process. And it's something that works really well for me, but it might not work really well for you, so feel free to just modify and do whatever works best. So yeah, I have a student who came in, we did a general meeting, and I took notes, but I didn't take notes how we all are going to be taking notes moving forward. So I figured I could start by creating a folder for her. Here, she's thinking about going abroad this spring, which is her junior spring, and so spring 2023. I'm going to create a folder called Spring 2023, and then her name, forget her last name, but that will work. And then in here is where I'm going to do all of her program searching. And if you see on this first, the active students page, there's a bunch of these resources here. All of these are like templated version, and so you'll need to make a copy before you do anything. However, that's simple for me, so I'm going to do a program search notes copy, make a copy, and then I'm going to title it, rename it so that it aligns with Kaylee. And so once I have that, I'm going to actually add it to her personal folder like this. Great. So now it's associated with her. If I share the folder with her, she'll get all of her information, and then whoever wants to follow up with her will also see all the work that we've done. My name is Nikki. For this program search, there's a couple things that are really important to her, starting with she's a biokinetics major with pretty much like no limiting location, but she is interested in Central America, the Pacific, and then Europe. Because she's a biokinetics major, she needs specific courses next spring, and they are specifically general chemistry 2 and human physiology plus a lab. They both have labs, I believe, and those courses are just very specific for the biokinetics major. We looked at her academic plan. This is the best time for her to go abroad, and it's still going to be difficult because of those two courses. So as of now, these are our two most limiting pieces of information for the student. She isn't limited in location, but she's limited in what courses she needs. We know that these are really difficult to find abroad, so I'm going to start, that's going to be what drives me. I know that chem and labs, you need to have a very a good English curriculum or course catalog in English, so I'm going to stay away from Central America. I'm going to stick to the Pacific and Europe just to start because of what I know about, STEM courses abroad. So how I could start here on Bethel's visitor page. I could look for some programs, see if they align with her program or subject areas in biokinetics. I haven't played around with this too much, so it's not like my first instinct of where I would go, but if that is it for you, then feel free to start here. I would say that anything that you find on this website, make sure to go to the program specific website as well, because that will be the most accurate and up-to-date information. So I'm going to start with, let's start with AFS, which is one of our program providers. I'm starting with AFS because they have this course tool, and I know that those two courses are things that she really needs. So I'm going to start, there's no biokinetics. Let's see if I can just search by spring let's do Australia. How is that possible? Let's do no country and chemistry. Okay, so there's only 3 options here, and none of them is Gen Chem 2. So maybe Australia or that this provider isn't where we start. Maybe let's start with ISA. Let's see what they got. It's just a lot of playing around, but I want to find one successful program, so let's see if I can. Study, let's do science. My gosh, chemistry. Let's see if that helps us. And then language of instruction is English, obviously. I know there might have been a student who did this program as biokinetics, so let's see what is there. Oh, this is fast. I'm always going to the program's academics page. Taught in English. Let's see if they have Gen Chem. No Gen Chem. Do they have physiology? Physiology. I mean, they have anatomy. That's interesting, but not good enough. So let's go back. Valencia. Maybe that was the program because it says health sciences and STEM. So let's do spring courses, and then I'm just gonna search it. No physiology. Any chem? Okay, none of that. We should go to Australia. Maybe England. Let's do England. I feel like England could have it. So ISA does a really good job of organizing their courses and makes it very easy to search. AFS does too, but I suppose they use more study centers and these are more universities, so this makes sense. Let's see what we got. Physiology. No phys. Chemistry? Okay, so there's a chemistry course. Not awesome, but I see here that it says study abroad course catalog, and if it has the university catalog linked, that means that there are courses that they are not showing on their website that could be really that a student could still take. So let's go straight to the university's website and see what they got. Let's do chemistry 2. They have to have chem 2. Physical chemistry, no. General, no gen. Okay, this is not the one. Let's see where else. Let's do Cape Town. I wonder if this person would be okay with Cape Town. Spring academics. Okay. Let's go straight to there. Oh, I don't even know. This one? Health sciences? It's probably health sciences, my bad. But let's see first what's here. Okay. Now let's do physiology. All right, this is promising. So there's a whole major in human anatomy and physiology. Looks like, oh my gosh, cell biology, anatomical and physiological sciences. Interesting. Applied human biology, I feel like that's close. I'm not a science person. Human neurosciences. Let's see if they got any chemistry. Chemistry 2. So this is a good example because we have physiology courses. I don't know what, and I don't feel qualified, and nor should you feel qualified unless you're a biokinetics major to know if a course is going to transfer or not. So if I feel pretty good about any of these, like these undergraduate courses, say in integrated anatomical and physiological sciences, if I feel like that course could work and I'm desperate, I could send this program to the student and say, they have this course and it might work for you. Our courses that we look for are going to be Bethel courses. They're titled like Bethel courses and sometimes they're really weird. But if you can kind of get the essence and you feel like they're similar, go ahead and send it to the student because we know that if the content is similar, then there's a good chance that it could transfer. So I could perhaps send this student this course if I wanted to. And what I would do for that is I would add it to her program search I would say, what is this called? Business STEM ISA, was it Cape Town? And then I would say spring 2023. Here I could put, the website link. And then I could find it on Bethel's website. Let's see if they have it. Cape Town. So I would take this and link it, because if they want to apply through Bethel, this is how they would do it. So I'll put it back on her there. And then here's how I would write this up. So if you're a bullet point person, go ahead and say, like, whatever that course was that was kind of crazy. Integrated. You can literally say that. And then she also didn't need as many tags, but if she did, I could write like many G tag options or many U tag options, etc. If she wanted an internship or service learning, I would put that here. I can find the housing, student residence. So I would say housing is a student residence. Let's see if anything's included. Meals and laundry not included. I'll just say student residence. Excursions, let's see what they have. I could make this program sound awesome and just write on all of these, or I could just say Robben Island. Let's do another one. District 6B, no, Hermanus, what is that? Etc. Program cost, program overview. Looks like this cost is $18,350, so I would put it here. Usually with the cost, you want to say what it includes, because it could include nothing and it could also include everything. So for this one, it says somewhere, oh yeah, what's included? This one, it says it includes housing. That's huge. Housing is huge. Excursions, huge. So I would say, where's my tab? Including housing and tuition. Housing, tuition, and excursions. And then scholarship information is usually pretty helpful. I would put probably like a link. That's not good enough though right there. So I'm going to go to their overall scholarship information. And is this helpful? Sure. Not awesome, but not bad. And I can, where's my, link it there. I could write some notes here, maybe about the course. Obviously this is like a very fast version of what I would do. I wouldn't send this to a student, but I would really work on the pieces that they need the most, so those courses. So I would elaborate fully on these, maybe add a link if that's helpful. I would say more about student residence, maybe say a couple more details. If there are more details, I would definitely include a couple more excursions, and then maybe go more into depth on the scholarship information. But overall, this is a pretty good start, and so that is what I would finish out for the student, write any notes if there's anything specific about the program or about the service learning or about the location. And then I would find 2 more, do the same thing. Oh, here's a good example at the bottom. That I sent this out, so I hope that's helpful enough. And then when I'm done with it, I would just include by sharing the link to the student in the follow-up email. So I hope that helps.